My music is how I express myself, and so I always strive to be as authentic as I can. I was looking for a name that would mean eclectic, because to me this album was going to be and is an introduction to myself, to the world, and who I am and what I do, at a level that I hadn't done before. And I was on the phone with my dad, and I told him that I said I want a name that means eclecticism, eclectic, because it's going to be a project that I want to show all the different sides of what makes me who I am, and representation of all the different things that make up who I am. And so when I said I want a name that means eclectic, he said Ekklesia. And I was like, oh, that's beautiful. What does it mean? He's like, I don't know. I just think it sounds good. And I was like, okay, I love the sound of that. And then I went, I Googled it. I tried to see if it meant anything. And apparently in ancient Greece, if you spell it with a K, it meant gathering of people. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is 1,000% the name of the album, because that's what I hope my music does, is bring people together and gather people together. For me, what is almost magical is seeing, because for me, music is like my outlet, it's like how I express myself. And so to see things that I write from things that I've gone through or things that I feel resonate with people, and then it becomes its own thing, and people make it their own through their own life and experiences and lens, is so rewarding, and it's all I could hope for, and I feel like I've been doing this for, I've been steadily growing and figuring it out throughout so many years, and seeing the community and my audience grow with each step is I'm so grateful. My heritage is Arab. My mom's family came to Haiti from the Middle East in the early 1900s, but it's not a culture that I was very in touch with until recently, until the last maybe 4 years that I've gone to the Middle East, and it's been such an incredible connection for me, because my only connection with my Arab heritage was like through food. Like when I would go to Haiti, my grandma was making like kibbeh and, like the grape leaves. And so that was kind of the only thing I knew. And then some words, like I knew khalas and I knew, some words. But ever since, the last couple of years, the last 4 years, I've been, I went to the Middle East for the first time, and connected so much with the culture, and seeing how people in the Middle East resonate with my music has been a whole very touching and wholesome experience for me. And it's really cool to kind of connect that way in a part of me that I don't really know as much. So I have been able to discover recently throughout the years. It's been really, really cool experience. My music is how I express myself. And so I always strive to be as authentic as I can in what I create. And it just represents who I am. And to me, I've always struggled with belonging, because I've come from a lot of different things, and there's so many different things that make up who I am. And I grew up moving every 3 to 4 years. So I've never had roots. I've never had like one place that I can claim, or one place where I've fully accepted in. And so I've just kind of made that maybe my superpower, for lack of a better words, like my own thing. And with this album especially, like I just wanted to, because I don't belong to a certain place, I just wanted to create my own worlds with all of my influences and the things that make up who I am. And I know that what has been really incredible for me is when I drop my song Layers, where I talk about like, the complexities of identity, and to see how many people related to that cultural ambiguity and that sense of belonging, and not fully knowing where they belong. I felt a sense of grounding and purpose in that, and seeing how many people connect with the music in that way, because they also feel like, they're not fully accepted anywhere. Their multicultural side makes them too complex to fit in the boxes that society wants to put us in, I think we live in a day and age where a lot of people feel this way. And so it's been really cool to foster that type of connection with people through that experience. like for this album, for example, for Ekklesia, I wanted to represent each side. So like you have a song like One Track Mind, where it's the compa, it represents the Haitian side. Soleil, which represents my French side. And then, you know, there's like sprinkles of many different things in the album. And it's all, you know, rooted in pop music and my love for pop, but I just kind of wanted to make it my own, you know. I love connecting with people. And like I said, I love bringing people together, and it was intentional. Even in the album, there's a lot of like gang vocals, a lot of chants. And so that represents, you know, because I had the name of the album before I created it, the music. So that represents, you know, the sense of gathering and community that I wanted the album to bring. So, and it's cool because then in the shows as well, like I tried to make everybody sing together and come together, yeah. A lot of the songs are like my diaries. So I draw from my own personal experiences. Sometimes I see like what my close friends or family will go through, and it'll affect me because I'm very sensitive. I'm a Pisces, so I feel things a little too much sometimes. But yeah, so I draw inspiration of what makes me feel, what experiences that I go through. So for sure, I think the best part is I'm a very adaptable person, because not just, yeah, because I also because I had to move every 3 to 4 years, so I had to be thrown in a new environment and start over. So it's taught me to be very adaptable, very understanding, and I think it brings a lot of open-mindedness, because you see the world in a different way, you know, and you see the world outside of maybe the walls or boxes that can come from only being stuck in one bubble, you know? And yeah, it has its challenges, because again, like I've had so many identity crises and feeling of, you know, as human beings, where animalistically we need belonging, you know, we need our sense of community and tribe. And so I think in that aspect, it's brought challenges, but for me, home is in other people more than a specific place. And I've come to accept that and celebrate that. I'm so grateful. I have a powwow that I do with my bands before stage. So we get all together, and, you know, I do a little prayer, and I put in intentionally good energy for the show. And then I always like to have, sometimes I don't get as much as I want to, but I always have to have like 3 to 5 minutes by myself so that I can censor before going on stage. And yeah, and then I have to do abs before I go on stage, and some squats is what I do. Yeah.